the United States to come to Chicago, and she began to study with me. And just an amazingly brilliant woman. And she had a Chinese-English dictionary in one hand and her textbooks in another hand. And I'll just say here, she got an A on every examination. She was just really incredible. Well, when I decided to leave the University of Illinois to go to the University of Iowa, she said, I want to go with you. I want to continue to work with you. And we found a way for her to get to the University of Iowa and transfer her. And she ended up finishing her PhD. And when she finished her PhD, she took a job at Florida A&M University. And she has just been really stellar there. Am I right, Henri?
You're right.
I know every once in a while I hear about she's been awarded Best Teacher and things like that, and I'm personally very proud of her. But more importantly, I'm sure Dr. Odina has benefited from her relationship with Hong Xiao and her capabilities. So we have a little bit of a connection. Just in closing, I just want to mention one topic. One of the things I like to do when I come here is to hopefully stimulate your thinking. And maybe between now and next year, you can give some thought to this. ASHP has committed itself to something that we refer to as the Practice Model Initiative. And it's a three-pronged initiative, one of which is to hold a consensus conference sometime next fall to deliberate what should be the practice model and practice model's options for hospital pharmacy for the future. And we want to look at this from all kinds of angles, 360 degrees. So we want to be creative, and we want to be forward-thinking, and we want to be driven by the fundamental question, how and why are we relevant in a hospital? And if you listen to Dr. Wellickson this morning, you know there's a lot of room for improvement. And I think pharmacy can have a major role in improving our healthcare system collaboratively with physicians, nurses, hospital administrators, and the other colleagues that we work with. But I think it's going to require a lot of creative thought and maybe thinking about things that either we haven't talked about because we're afraid to talk about, or talk about some things that we just need to do to get off the dock. And we want to pull together the best people in the country, the best thinkers, and I hope you'll give us some recommendations about some of your thinkers that we might consider to be part of that particular activity. The second part of this initiative is to establish a social networking campaign. And I'm sure we have some people here who have gotten into Facebook and LinkedIn and all those social networking tools. They're nice electronic ways of getting information out to a lot of people. And we want to get people involved in the discussions through our social networking capabilities. So if you have opinions and viewpoints and perspectives, we want you to share those. And let's get the conversation going. The third element of that initiative will focus on our foundation being able to provide demonstration grants. That is, for institutions who would like to experiment or demonstrate new practice models and show us what the outcomes are. That, of course, will help the future in our thinking and our discussions. Now, the challenge that I'm going to leave to you is our profession relevant to the healthcare needs of this nation? Now that may sound like kind of a no-brainer kind of question, but I'm going to challenge us because I think we've done historically and through today a fabulous job in drug distribution. This country probably has one of the best systems by which we can, in an integral way, get drugs from the manufacturers to the ultimate patient. We do a really good job, and I've been in many, many parts of the world where you don't even know what you get at the end of the line. But we still see a significant portion of our population that don't have access to medicines for a variety of reasons. We still see a very high rate of drug misadventure. We see a high rate of admissions in the emergency rooms of people who have problems with medicines. And even in our hospitals, about 10% of the patients experience an adverse drug event. That's the data. So I think we as a profession have to ask ourselves, what do we need to do to begin to move the needle to change that data and not have people come into the emergency room because they've had a misadventure, or not extend the stay of the patient because we've had a medication error or overdose or adverse event. So these are the questions that I think we as learned people together can wrestle through and hopefully construct a blueprint so that the future generations can be guided by those directions. And we need ABHP to be an important part and partner in searching through those questions and hopefully establishing even a better future. So let me conclude by again thanking all of you for the wonderful hospitality that you show us being part of our meeting, and I wish all of you and your family a wonderful holiday season. Thank you.